the zone of silence. It lies in the northern latitude, which is the same line that runs through the Bermuda Triangle and the pyramids in Egypt. In 1969, a giant meteorite collided with the Earth, and it created considerable magnetic distortion.
I'm so pleased to be here with John Noble. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm really well, and I just can't believe the coincidence that you're interviewing me.
I know, we're having a very Fringe kind of moment, aren't we?
Are,
alternate realities coming together.
I know, because Tara wrote this beautiful thing called September's Notebook, which is an extraordinary. I didn't know you'd written it, and I love it. I still flick through it sometimes.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you so much. Yeah, we had our white tulips at our wedding, so it was a really
which those that aren't fans won't understand, but that was one of the greatest Fringe episodes.
Yes, it was, absolutely.
Can I tell a story about it in 5 minutes?
Yes.
We went to our final, San Diego. We've been going for years. The final one with the big room, 5,000 or 10,000 or something or other. We went into the whole cast.
Yeah.
And as we were about to start, they all held up white tulips. Oh my gosh.
It was
so
beautiful.
Powerful.
I was there, I cried. It was amazing.
It was. Josh and I were the only two that didn't cry, the rest of them were gone.
Well, I have to ask because as I watched Silencio, it's made by Tulip Productions. There's a whole lot of alt things with it, and there's a Peter in it. So I was just curious, when you got the script, what was the hook for you? Because you have kind of tread this territory, so you're a veteran.
Ultimately, after a few other things, was the relationship, that glorious relationship between my character and Lorena Matthews' character. Glorious, the sacrifices to which we are prepared. The lengths we'll go to for love.
Yes.
And obligation and duty. And that's so important. It's so important in this day and age. And that's the journey of the man.
Now you've had a lot of projects that have dealt with interesting and odd places, but the Zone of Silence is one that I don't think has been overly covered by media or storytelling. How much were you aware of it, and what was the intriguing aspect of it for you?
I was aware of the fact that there were portals around the world, and some would say they're lined up. Pyramids, we've got the Bermuda Triangle. I was aware of that existing around the world. Then as the scientist in me was fascinated by that, what's going on with the electromagnetic fields. And it still does fascinate me, because even in this day and age, we're still guessing the answers.
It's so true. I went to some Vortexes in Sedona.
Did you?
Yeah, and you just go, we don't know what this is about, but it's really powerful. It's really cool to go in there.
I'll get you to tell me later about it.
Yeah, so tell me about working with Lorena, because she has such a beautiful vision of having a story that's very much based in a mythology, but then that very personal story, as you talked about. What were some of the notes that she gave you about how she wanted you to portray your character, and what was most important to come through?
We spoke on the phone about a lot of things, but ultimately for me, it got back to this relationship, because anything that is science fiction, fantasy, it works if there's a relationship. If there's none there, it doesn't work. One of the problems with the superheroes for me is that there's no relationship. So I lose interest no matter how brilliant they are.
It's true. And so with this, what's the thing you're most interested in people taking away from the relationship? The grandfather, the daughter, what's the thing that when you people walk out that you want them to still be thinking about?
I want them to think about their own humanity, and I want them to think about how wonderful humanity is when we listen to those voices as against the other voices that are bombarding us on a daily basis. So humanity is actually at that level is a beautiful, beautiful thing. That interests me. I'd like all of us to be reminded of that, and of our responsibilities to our family, and of our responsibility to older folks who shouldn't be thrown out, who should be held for their wisdom, for example. That's an important one in this day and age, because everyone's complaining about old people. All the news is saying, oh, old people, they're going to break the country. For God's sake, they built the country.
Yes, it's true. Respect and being able to see the value of that. That's something I really loved about the film, is that there was this generational respect that was really beautiful amongst the young boy, the mother, and the grandfather.
Perfect. Yeah, agreed. And then the sacrifice comes, but that goes with life too.